myself Suresh VS. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are about to start a new poem. The title of the poem is A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. His full name is George Leslie Norris. He was born on 21st May 1921 and died on 6th April 2006. See, he was a Welsh poet and a short story writer. He had won many awards for his writings. Up to 1974, he worked as a college lecturer, teacher and headmaster. But from 1974 onwards, he completely devoted his service for writing. Okay? So let us see the poem. What is the poem tells about, or what is the central theme of the poem? See, the theme of the poem is, it is cruel to keep wild animals in the zoo, away from their natural habitat. We used to go to zoo, और देखते हैं टाइगर को देखते हैं, lion को देखते हैं, और उनको देखे we become very happy. But it is cruel to keep such animals in the zoo. They are deprived of their natural environment, so they feel angry, helpless and unhappy, and remember their life and environment in the forest. So they always remember about their life as well as their environment in the forest. So here the point contrasts the life of a tiger in the zoo as well as in the environment or in the forest. So let us go to the poem. He walks in his vivid strips. The few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. When the poem starts, you can see that a tiger is confined or enclosed in a cage. So he is away from his natural environment. There he has no freedom at all. So he walks in his vivid strips. Vivid means, what is the meaning of vivid? Shiny and bright colored. Strips means long, narrow lines of color. So in his beautiful, long, narrow strips, in his beautiful, shining color, so the body of the tiger has got beautiful color. And it has got many stripes on its body. So in its beautiful color, in beautiful shining colored skin, it walks where? In the cage. It walks up and down, or we can say it walks around the cage. The few steps of his cage, he makes only a few steps. Why? Because the cage is very small. He cannot make more steps in the cage because it is very small. So he makes only a few steps there. Stalks means walks on pads of velvet quiet. What is the meaning of pad? Pad means paws of tiger. The paws of tiger is known as pads. Velvet. Velvet means very soft fabric is known as velvet. So tiger's paws, that is very soft like velvet. So here the poet uses a metaphor. Okay. So in its very soft paws like that of a velvet, it moves inside the cage very slowly. But you see that it does not make any noise. So from outside we could not hear any noise because the paws of the tiger is very soft like a velvet. In his quiet rage, the tiger is in his quiet rage. That means he is very angry. But at the same time, he controls his anger. Or we can say that he does not express his anger outside. Why is he angry? He is angry because he is enclosed there. He has no freedom. He could not go outside. At the same time, he controls it because he is helpless. He knows very well that he is helpless. He can't express his anger there. If he expresses also, there is no use. So, what do we see? A tiger stalks or walks inside the cage, or he makes a few steps inside the cage under his beautiful colored strips, and he is walking slowly without making noise, or no sound comes from his feet, because he has velvet like paws, and he is very angry, but he does not show this anger to anyone, as he knows very well that he is helpless there. I think you understood this first stanza. Then, what are the poetic devices used in this stanza? The poetic devices used first, let us go to the rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme, that is A. So here strips A, then B, then again you can see that another word quiet, then B cage and rhymes with the rage, so it is B. So rhyme scheme, that is A, B, C, D. Now see, pads of velvet, it is the metaphor. I already told you. The metaphor used here, that is pads of velvet. So here you see that the paws of the tiger is compared to the velvet. Next, another poetic device used, that is enjambment. What is the enjambment? The continuous uses of the lines without punctuation, that is called enjambment. Here you see that after strands, cage, quiet, no punctuation marks are used. So the punctuation comes, the full stop comes only at the end. So totally you can see that enjambment is used there. And another you see that poetic device used, that is imagery. He talks in his vivid strips. An image is created in the mind of the readers. So a poetic device used here, that is imagery. Then another one is consonants. Consonants, that is the use of S sounds in stalks. Here you see stalks, S sound is used here, keys and strips. So this is the using of consonant sound. So poetic devices, yes, consonants. And another one is assonance. That is the use of vowel sound in I in a vivid strips. Here you see that the I, here you can see that the vowel sound is used. So the poetic device used here is yes, assonance. Next, last one, that is oxymoron. Oxymoron, you know very well. Two adjectives are two opposite meaning. Adjectives with the two opposite meanings are used together. That is quiet, rage. Here, quiet, calm, and rage means anger. Two opposite meanings are used together. So these are the poetic devices used in the first stanza. So let us go through the second stanza. Here in this stanza, the poet is talking about the condition of tiger. He feels pity towards tiger because he does not have any freedom. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole when plum deer pass. If the tiger was in his natural habitat, that means in the forest, he would have been lurking in shadow. Lurking means waiting quietly and secretly before attacking. So you know that how does a tiger attack its prey? It waits quietly. So if it was there in the forest, it would have been waiting. It would have been hiding in shadow, waiting for the prey to come. Yes, sliding through long grass. Sliding means moving quietly. It would have been moving slowly or quietly through the long grass. So if the tiger was there in the forest, either it would have been hiding in the shadow or walking slowly or quietly before the attack of its prey, or hiding behind the long grass. Whereas near the water hole. Water hole means any source of drinking water. So because other animals come there to drink water. So usually the tigers wait there. No, tigers hide there nearby the water holes because they know that other animals would come there to drink water. So if it was there in the forest, now it would have been hiding behind the long grass or moving quietly in shadow to attack its prey. Whom? Near the waterfall where plum deer pass. So through that side, through that area, the fat, plum means fat, plum means fat. Fat deer move through that way. So in order to attack it, in order to catch it, or to have a nice feast of it, the tiger would be waiting there near the water hole if it was there in the forest. So now let us see, examine what are the poetic devices used here. So one of the important poetic device used here is enjambment. That is the continuation of the sentence without the punctuation mark here also. And another point, the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme, the same rhyme scheme is used here, A, B, A, B. And I forgot to tell you one thing. In the first stanza, one important poetic device used, that is personification. He stalks. Here, he stands for the tiger. So, tiger is personified. Okay. Now, let us come back. Alliteration. Another poetic device used here, that is alliteration. P used at the start of two words you hear, plum and deer pass. So, P, that is used, two consonant sounds P, used in the starting of two words, it is called a alliteration. And the last one, that is imagery, lurking in shadow. Lurking in shadow, we get an imagery about the tiger, its activity, how it is hiding, how it is moving in the shadow. I hope you understood the second stanza. Now let us go through the third stanza. He should snarl around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. See, if he was free, he would have been roaming at the edge of the forest, terrorizing the villagers, showing his white fangs. Bearing means uncovering. Bearing means uncovering. Snarl means growl with bare teeth. He would be growling at the people, as well as frightening the people using his long white teeth and its paws. Terrorizing the village. Terrorizing means frightening. The village means village people. So if the tiger was free, he would have been roaming at the edges or the outskirts of the forest and terrorizing or frightening the village people or the inhabitants of that area, showing its white teeth as well as its claws. Why does it happen? Here the point wants to convey to us that if the natural habitat of animals are destroyed, surely they would come to the villages or the cities in search of their food or prey. I hope you understood this stanza. Now let us see what are the poetic devices used now. A rhyme scheme, same A, B, C, D, and enjambment, continuation of the sentence, same thing. Then another poetic device introduced here, that is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means word used to denote the same sound, that is snarling. You see the snarling, that is the sound as well as the meaning, that is same, snarling. Okay. Then another one is assonance. Assonance, that is the use of vowel sound. You can see vowel sounds like O and I are used in shoot around houses. O sound is used. Then I, bearing, white, and his I sounds are used. Now another poetic device, that is consonants. Consonants, use of consonant sounds, yes. Yes is used in his as well as fangs, his as well in the clothes. These are the poetic devices used in this stanza. In the fourth stanza, the poet is coming to the reality. He has sympathy towards the tiger, but he is locked in a concrete cell. He is stunned behind bars. But he is coming to the reality now. The tiger is enclosed in a concrete cell. Cell means small room. Okay, that means a cell is room that is made up of strong materials. So it cannot come out of it. Stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. What it is doing? It's walking inside the cage in that limited area. At the same time, it is ignoring or neglecting the visitors. It's not paying any attention to the visitors because it knows very well that its strength that is behind the bars. It cannot show its strength or ferociousness to anybody else like that of the villagers. So even if the visitors are there, the people are there, so he cannot show his strength towards them or ferociousness towards them because he knows that he is enclosed in a cage. He cannot come outside of that. So really, the poet feels pity towards the tiger now. Now let us see what are the poetic devices used here. Right slip saying A, B, C, B. Then personification, very important. He and his. You see that here the tiger is personified. And another one is assonance. The vowel sound is used in he as well as log and cell. Then another poetic device, consonance. That is consonant sound, that is S is used in his, strength and bars. And the last one, but important one, alliteration. That is the use of B sound at the start of two words. You can see here behind bars. Behind bars, this is the alliteration. I hope you understood this stanza. Let us go through the last part of the poem. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Now the tiger hears the last sound. The last sound that is the last voice that is the voice of the patrolling cars. The patrolling cars, that is the patrol done by the police or maybe by the guards. And that is the last sound heard by the tiger. All the visitors had gone away from the zoo. But you see that he does not give any attention to it. What does he do? He stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Brilliant means shining eyes. With his shining eyes, he looks at the shining stars. Why? Because he is so disappointed. He does not have anything to do there. He is confined in the cage. He is helpless. He is very sad. So he lies there looking at the shining stars. So here the poet wants to tell us about the pathetic condition of the animals which are caged. They are supposed to live in the natural surroundings. This is the message given by the poet. And now let us see the rank schemes as used here. That is A, B, C, B. And enjambment, it is there. All throughout the poem you can see enjambment. And alliteration, another important poetic device used. H, that is repeated in he hears. He hears, the alliteration that is used. He, that is personification. Then assonance, that is I, the vowel sound that is used in with his brilliant. I hope all of you understood this poem very well. So dear students, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.